Welcome back to Wall Street Sizing Up, where we go hard in the paint. Today, Buffett, out of ideas? And 2, hedge fund bros at mixers or hooking up? And 3, investors, when in doubt, zoom out. We're glad you're here. Let's go. Of course, the first person I want to talk about today is Mr. Warren Buffett, everybody's granddad, everybody's probably the best investor of all time. So last week we reported that we saw him buy about $2 billion in BAC, commonly known as Bank of America. That's what he did. But we also saw him, from the filings that we saw him swing trade about $1.5 billion. And in that swing trade over 7 days, he profited $60 million. He was sizing up. Now here's the deal. There were 3 open trades after that. Clearly, those were for about $337 million, right? Which Buffett loves the financial stocks. He just like I would say it's a downtrodden right now, but it's clearly not busting at the seams. So he jumps in. He knows the trade range. He profits $60 million by sizing up, but he still has $24 billion invested in Bank of America. Now, he's still sitting on $120 billion in Berkshire Hathaway. So let's move to that. Here's the thing. Mr. Warren Buffett can't find a home for it. So what he did was he hit that jelly bean HGH sugar high and bought his own stock to the tune of $5.1 billion. So what did that do? All the volume is green. It's just going up. So he did it right around in here. Quietly, didn't really have to disclose it. Now everyone knows. So he probably did it right around in here. About around that 306 mark. And then from there, it's gone up to about close to 318. And by the way, that's 318,000 for Berkshire A. Clearly out of a lot of our ranges. So with that being said, just want to bring you the news on Mr. Warren Buffett. It's always fun to follow him. The stock that we're going to hit first, though, is ITOS. Now, ITOS is a stock that we brought you, I believe, last week or the week before. Let me tell you why. Here's the day, up 2%. So Boxer Capital have jumped in this. Aaron Davis, Biotechnology Investment Fund. It's really a family office run by, I believe it's called Tavista, but for the most part. So they filed their 13G and after RA Capital, who you will see here, who does basically the same thing, investment manager based investing in public and private healthcare and life sciences company, right? So they both invested in ITOS. Now, did they get together at a mixer? Did they get together on Signal? Are they LinkedIn buddies, or are they doing just TA or technical analysis? Because clearly they saw the same thing, right? Because they both got in about the 28th and 29th, which was the bottom. Looks like ITOS went public on Friday, the July 24th. A lot of downside pressure. You can see the volume there all down, and then boom, it bottoms out. Ow. Now, they're in this together. The weekly, we can see that there's some dirty magic going on, some homelessness.
No one is taking me from behind, right? Unless you have crack. If you have crack, let's boogie.
Doesn't have a place to go, but it could be consolidating for another run. That's what we hope. But if you look at the monthly, which we were just on, you will see this 35% pump. It goes from, what are we looking at here, about 18 all the way to about 29, to where the wheels just fall off. You know, a good, you know, I'm shook here. It's a good, great pump. It's a dip and rip. Somebody hit the tube site, did a monument type erection, and then bam, 29, it blows the tire. And that's fine. That's why I'm going to give this 3 stars. Because I believe that probably Boxer and RA Capital are, for the most part, out of this. They may have kept, you know, out of the high conviction 5% plus position, but they may have kept, you know, a couple 100,000 shares behind. I don't know, but it does look like it is consolidating and could be moving up. It's got a little bit of an uptrend here, but it's trading in a pretty tight range for itself. All right, next up, ANNX. I know you recognize this one from another one. Another video that we did, I want to say it was last week as well. So here's the deal with this one. James Flynn. Well, let me tell you what they did first. Again, a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company which develops pipeline for novel therapies with classical complemented disorders of body, eye, and brain type. Clearly doing God's work. James Flynn jumped into this about the same time. And what we're going to see here is that the other man that jumps in, a guy you might know, billionaire himself, Ken Griffin. Ken Griffin. He's been in the news lately. He's bought, I don't know, 4 or 5 homes. I want to say almost every one of them, all over the world, right? But almost every one of them is a $50 million buy or more. Here's the thing. They both jump in on the 28th, right? So let's find the 28th. Oh, right after it actually went public. So James Flynn at Deerfield and Mr. Ken Griffin. Let's look at Citadel just so you know. Citadel's what I call a 5-tool guy, right? They engage in equities, equity as in private equity, options, swaps, and I've seen them do bailouts as well. You want to know why? Because they manage $32 billion. That's right, $32 billion in AUM. So, if we look at the weekly, you can clearly see, you know, it looks, I mean, it's not a bad chart. It looks like Logan Paul was lost. Then he found the gym, got a little pump here, you know, maybe even a 20% pump. Then we go to the monthly, and oh Lord, the stock just grows up in front of our eyes. It goes public 24th and just continues to rise on low volume. But I feel good about this, man. It's, you know, it had a pump. I like what they're do. I like what they do. I like it does God's work. Again, it continues to pump and then it moves a little bit sideways. Maybe a little bit more consolidation here again. You know, it's planking a little bit, but I like it. I'm going to give this a 4 stars as well. Bam. And finally, I want to talk about something we all need to talk about, and that's VRTX. Let me get over VRTX. It's not going to be very impressive at first. So here's the week. Clearly in a downtrend, even the monthly in a downtrend. Somebody who took this was Viking Global. Now, I don't know if you know who Viking Global is, but they are essentially investment firm managing approximately $25 billion, long short, long only, and liquid illiquid strategies. So essentially a long short macro fund. Go figure, aren't all hedge funds. The point here being that go to VRTX. I can tell you what they do. Clearly they're in They're doing God's work, engaging in the business of discovering, developing, manufacturing, and commercializing small molecule drugs for patients with serious diseases. All right. $69 billion. This stock has been around for a while. And that's what I want to talk to you about. So if you look at the 1 year, so we see on the 1 week and the 1 month, clearly a falling knife. I would be concerned. I really would be concerned. But if you look at the 1 year, when in doubt, you zoom out. The 1 year is phenomenal. I believe it's a 50% is what it's doing on the 1 year. We can check that. On the 1 year, it's done 46%. And over the 5 year, it's done almost 100%. So solid stock. It's like one of those stocks that it's so solid. It's like a long distance relationship with your high school girlfriend. They let you party at your college, but on the long weekends and the holiday and the Christmas break, you go back home and you know who you're going to get sinful with. That's right. That's what this stock looks like to me. So when in doubt, zoom out for all you investors. Not sure I'd swing trade this. Certainly when day trade, it's got the volume, but it's been around 5 years. Done very, very well for itself. So for all you investors out there, 4 stars. And that will do it for today, guys. We really appreciate you. Hit the like, the subscribe, and if that bell is still there, hit that thing too. Just so you know, when we have another video that comes out that shows you the high conviction buys of hedge funds and the commentary that we like to put around it to alert you to maybe stocks that you've never seen, but certainly stocks that the hedge funds like. So that being said, thanks for being here. Watch your six, go hard in the paint, and we'll see you.